guys, my name is Mohit, and I am an IIT Kharagpur graduate specializing in data analytics. I have worked with numerous product-based companies, and I teach Excel, SQL, and Tableau in my YouTube channel named Learn Analytics with Mohit. Before watching my videos, I will request you all to please like, comment, and share my videos and subscribe to my channel as this will motivate me more to make future videos. So guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. आप सभी का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है मेरे YouTube channel में. For old users, welcome again, and for new users, welcome for the first time. Today, we are going to learn SQL Basics, where we will learn data types, SQL date, and text functions, select, insert, update, delete, where, from, group by, having, primary keys, etc. After that, intermediate SQL like unions and joins. And later we will learn SQL advanced topics like window functions, subqueries, and CTEs. Some videos will be on SQL Cheat Sheet, order of execution of SQL queries, interview questions to practice from DataLemma, LeetCode, and StrataScratch. Lastly, I will also post SQL questions asked in different companies like MPL, Cars24, WhiteHatJar, Zomato, Zepto, EXL, etc. If you find my videos helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Alright, so let's get started with SQL Basics and work our way up.
Hello guys, so to start with we need to learn what is SQL. SQL stands for Structured Query Language, which is used for managing and manipulating relational databases. As you can see here, it is basically a language which is in the structured form used for managing and manipulating relational databases like Amazon Redshift, Oracle, Snowflake, like this. Tables. Tables are database objects or elements which contain all the data in the form of rows and columns in a database. Tables are basically the collection of objects, collection of elements in a database which contains data in the form of rows and columns. What is fields? Columns in the database or fields are known as fields. What is records? Rows in the database or tables are known as records. So every rows are known as records and every columns are known as fields. Database is a system that stores data in a tabular format. So database is actually a system or application that stores data in a tabular format in the form of rows and columns. DBMS. It is a software application that allows users to create, manage, access and manipulate data within a database. DBMS is actually a software application which allows users to create data using create table expression, manage data using select statement, access data using select statement, and manipulate data by using some manipulation functions like group by, having, where clause, like that. Example is XML and Microsoft Access. RDBMS. In database management system, data is stored as a file, whereas in relational database management system, data is stored in the form of tables, where tables are linked together by one-to-one relationship or one-to-many relationships. Example for relational databases are Oracle, Amazon Redshift, MySQL, PostgreSQL, SQL Server. SQL Server is a Microsoft product. Oracle is a Oracle product. Amazon Redshift is an Amazon product. And MySQL and PostgreSQL are another relational database management systems. Moving to the next slide, we have data types in SQL. In SQL, we have more than 40 different data types, but these 7 are the most important ones. We are not interested in all the 40 different data types. We are only interested in few data types, including these 7. First is integer, a whole number without a fractional part. Example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Decimal, a number with a fractional part. Example 3.14, 2.07, 7.09, like that. Boolean, a binary value. It can be either true or false. Its values are 0 or 1. Date. You can also choose the format For date, that is YYYY, then MM, then DD. Time, you can decide the format of this as well. That is hour, colon, minute, colon, second. Timestamp, the date and time together. Timestamp. Text. This is the most general data type, but it can be alphabetical letters or a mix of letters and numbers. Example, hello, Tommy 5 is a mix of letters and numbers, and Mohit Kedia 5 at. It can also be a text. So text is basically char text and varchar text. Char is a fixed length string data type, and varchar is variable length string data types. Moving to the next slide. Difference between SQL and MySQL. SQL is a language for retrieving and manipulating structured databases, whereas MySQL is a relational database management system which stores tables in the form of where tables are stored and linked together, like Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL to used to manage SQL databases. Next slide. What are constraints in SQL? Constraints are used to specify the rules concerning data in the table. So if you want to give any constraint or rules, specify any rules while creating a table, you can use different type of constraint. It can be applied for single or multiple fields in a SQL table during the creation of table or after creating using the alter table command. The constraints are, some of the constraints are not null, restricts null value from being inserted into a column. For example, create table customer, then we have column bracket open, create table customer, primary key, let's just give customer ID, not null. So customer ID cannot have null value in the column. That is not null constraint. Then we have check, verifies that all values in a field satisfy a condition. We can give any condition to a particular field, and we can verify that it satisfies all values in a field. Default, automatically assigns a default value if no value has been specified for the field. Unique, ensures unique values are inserted into the field. If we have unique key, then each row in the unique key uniquely specifies each record in the table. That is, all the distinct values are inserted into the field called unique. Index is a field providing faster retrieval of records. So indexes are basically a database object which helps in retrieving the data quickly. Primary key, it is a column or combination of columns that uniquely identifies each record in a table. Suppose we have order table and products table. So in the case of in the order table we have order ID and product ID. Let's say order ID is a primary key. Then in that case, every row in the order ID column should have unique values. But suppose if customer has ordered multiple products in the same order, in that case order ID will be multiple. Suppose 3 rows are there which has same order ID but different product ID. So in this case, order ID and product ID both will be considered as a primary key. That is, combination of order ID and product ID will be considered as a primary key. Got it? Foreign key. It is a column or combination of columns such as field which is primary key in one table as foreign key in another table. For example, we have students table and department table. In the student table we have student ID, student name, and let's say department ID. And in the department table we have department ID and department name. So student ID is a primary key for students table and department ID is a primary key for departments table. But in the students table we have department ID, so that department ID is a foreign key to students table. So this is what foreign key is like. Alright, cleared? Let me know in the comments if you have any doubts. I'll encourage you to please leave all your doubts or any doubts or concerns you have regarding the content. If you're not able to understand anything, please let me know through the comments. Next is difference between primary key and unique key. Primary key, there can be only one primary key in a table and primary key cannot contain null values. Whereas in the case of unique key, there can be multiple unique keys in a table, and unique key can contain null values. You cannot modify or delete values in a primary key. So once a primary key is specified, you cannot delete values in the primary key, whereas you can modify values in a unique key. Moving to the next slide. Basic SQL clauses. What are the basic SQL clauses? Select. It retrieves data from a table. From. Specifies which tables to retrieve data from. Where. Specifies which rows to retrieve based on certain conditions. So suppose we have a student table and scores table. Okay. Student ID and score. So we can select student ID from students table where score greater than 50 out of 100. So it will, similarly you can have student ID date. We can filter out date where date is greater than particular specified date or date between particular date. Join on. Specify which tables to join based on certain conditions or fields. We will see all these basic SQL clauses. We will learn all of these by using when we will go to sample SQL queries. So don't worry, if you're not able to understand in this slide, you will be covering in detail in the upcoming slides. Group by group rows that have the same values in specified columns. It is basically used for aggregation. Having filters groups based on specified condition. Now we have a difference between where and having clause. So where clause actually it is used to filter the records, whereas having is used to filter the groups or filter aggregated records. And where is used before group by, while having is used after group by. Order by sorts the retrieved rows in a specified order, whether it is ascending or descending. So ascending is default. If you want descending, then we have to specify it by order by descending. Distinct used to retrieve only distinct or unique values from a field in a table. Okay, I hope this is understandable. If you want to retrieve only unique values, you can use distinct keyword. Distinct clause. Limit used to specify the maximum number of rows to be retrieved from a database. Let's say limit 3, limit 5, like that. With acts as a temporary view to simplify long and complex queries. So with is basically a common table expression. We will deal with common table expression in the SQL advanced topics. So now moving to the next slide. In the next slide we have basic SQL operators. First is in operator. When we want to check for one or more than one value in a single SQL query, we use in operator with the where clause and select query. Let's example, we have a table called city, okay, and table called city, and we have in the where clause we want to in city ID column, city name is a column, okay. So in the where clause we can write city name in bracket, let's say Delhi, then comma, then Mumbai, then Hyderabad, then Bangalore. In that case, in that way we can use in operator with the where clause. Not operator in SQL shows those records from the table where the criteria is not met. Not operator is used with where clause in a select query. So for example, we have where city name not in Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, like that. City ID, city name should not be equal to, should not contain Mumbai, Delhi, and Bangalore. That is not in. Like operator in SQL displays only those data from the table which matches the pattern specified in the query. Percentage and underscore are the two wildcard operators used with like operator to perform pattern matching tasks. For example, so we have cities names, okay, and I want those city names which starts with C. Okay, so in that case I can write, I'm writing in this, then I will delete it. So where city name like city that starts with D, okay, that is Delhi, Dehradun, Dhanbad, Denmark, like that. So we will write colon D percent column, like that you can write. So this will give me Let's say we have Delhi, let's say we have Dehradun, let's say we have Dhanbad, and let's say we have Denmark. So like that we can filter. Okay, got it. Now I'm going to delete it. AND operator. The SQL AND operator is used with the where clause in the SQL query. AND operator in SQL query returns only those records which satisfy all the conditions in the SQL query. For example, let's say we have where student ID in, let's say, 1, where student ID equals to, let's say, or let's say where city name is equal to, let's say, Delhi, and let's say destination is equals to Bangalore. Okay, and in the table we have city name and destination columns. Okay, in the table we have city name and destination column like this. So in the city name we should have in the city name I have, let's say, Delhi, and destination I have Bangalore. For Delhi row, in the same way, and there will be another row which will have Delhi and destination as Kolkata. So that will not be counted. That will not be counted. So it will retrieve the row which where city name is Delhi and destination is Bangalore. Got it? Now I'm going to delete all this. Are you getting or not? Let me know in the comments. Next slide, between. Between operator, this operator displays the record which fall between the given ranges in the SQL query. The results of the between operator include begin and end values of the given range. The very good example of between keyword is date, where date or order date, let's say order date between, you can write 2024 to 21 to 1, and we can write 2024 01 10. So this is a very good example. Date, it is very frequently used in the date command, date clause between operator. Got it? Then we have OR. SQL OR operator used with the where clause. OR operator returns only those records which satisfy any of the conditions in the SQL query. So in the previous case we saw city as Delhi and destination as Bangalore. So in that case, in the city, if one of the conditions is satisfied, that is city is Delhi and destination is, let's say, Kolkata, then it will retrieve that row. If the city is Kolkata and destination is Delhi, it will retrieve no, it will not retrieve that data. Okay. If the city is Delhi or state or destination is Bangalore, if any of these conditions is satisfied, then it will retrieve that record. Then we have is null operator. The operator used with where clause to check if there is null value or blank values in a field or columns. So understood? Have you understood or not? Please let me know in the comments. I want maximum people to understand how to use basic SQL. Then I will teach intermediate SQL. Then I will go to advanced SQL where we will learn about window functions, subqueries, and common table expressions. Moving to the next slide, we have SQL aggregate functions. This is very, very important. So please pay attention. This is very, very important topic. An aggregate function is a function that performs a calculation on a set of values and returns a single value. Aggregate functions are often used with group by clause of the select statement. The group by clause splits the results into groups of values, and aggregate function can be used to return a single value for each group. The most commonly used SQL aggregate functions are minimum, returns the smallest value within the selected column. Maximum returns the largest value within the selected column. Count returns the number of rows in a set. We can have count star, count 1, or count. These all remain same, means same. Sum returns the total sum of a numerical column. Average returns the average value of a numerical column. Aggregate functions ignore null values except for count. Suppose if we have null value and we want to find sum, average, minimum, or max, the aggregate function will ignore that value. It will not count that value. But for count star, it will count the null value. But if we give the count of column name, particular column name, but this column has a field null value, then it will not count the null value. In that case, it will give me the total count minus the record which contains the null value, minus number of null values in a column. Got it? Next slide. String or text function. This is also very, very important in SQL. Concatenate, concat, string 1, string 2. Concatenates two or more strings together. This is the function. Concat or formula. Concat string 1, comma string 2. Position, substring in a string. Let's say we have a string called city and I want substring T. Just write T here in the, so just you can write position bracket T in city. Okay, so in that case it will retrieve the position of T in city. Position is 1, 2 and 3 position it will return. Got it? And how to concatenate? If we have, let's say, city, if we have Delhi and Bangalore, then we can give space. Let me show you how to do it. Let's say we have concatenate. Example, let's say we have Delhi, comma, let's just give space. Then again we have, let's say, Bangalore. So the result will be Delhi, we have given space, and Bangalore. This will be my concatenated string value. Okay. Length of string returns the length of a string. If we have city, the length will be 4. If we have state, the length will be 5. Lower of string converts a string to lowercase. If we have city, C capital, I capital, T capital, Y capital, then everything will be a lower letter, lowercase letter, uppercase, initial cap, for converts first letter to uppercase and rest into lowercase, like this. Initial cap of string, let's say city will give, C will be uppercase, I, T, Y will be lowercase. Got it? Then we have trim of string, removes leading and trailing spaces from a string. L trim, left trimming, and right trim, R trim with the right trimming. Okay, moving to the next slide. We have substr string start length. So in this case, returns the position or portion of a string where start is starting position and length is number of characters to be extracted. Let's say string we have destination. Okay, and here I want to start extracting. Let's say we have a string called Bangalore, and here I want to start extracting from 4th position till length, that is 3. Okay, this is my sub-str. Bangalore 4,3. What will be the output? 4th position is G position, so it will give me G and 3 characters. 3 characters is this. So GAL will be my output in this case. Understood? Moving to the next function, left string 1 and extracts number of characters from a string starting from left. So if a left of city, comma 2, which will give me CI, right of string and extract number of characters from the string starting from right. This is easy. Mid of string, start, comma length. Extract number of characters from a string starting from specified position, where start is start position and length is number of characters to extract. Same example we can give for mid. Let's say we have Bangalore, start is 4 and length is, let's say, 5. So here let me make it small letter. Bangalore 4th position is G and we want 5 characters. Let's say I can make it 6, then all 6 galore will be extracted. Then we have replace function, string, old string and new string. Here string is the base string, let's say Bangalore. Old string is the substring to be replaced and new string is a new replacement substring. Let's say I'm writing replace. Let me do a different example. Let's say communication is my string. Old string, let's say TION. Let me keep it in bracket, TION, and I want to replace it with nothing, just the space. So what it will give me? It will just remove TION because that is replaced by string, and if I do it, replace it by, let's say, T, so it will give just T. Like that it works. It's done. So let me know if you have understood. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comments and I will create another video or clear by in the comments. I will clear all your doubts by replying to your comments. Moving to the next slide, we have numerical functions. Absolute number returns the absolute value of a number. Ceiling number returns the smallest integer value that is greater than or equal to a number. Let's say we have ceiling of 4.7. Got it? So here return the smallest integer value that is greater than or equal to a number. So the smallest integer value, what it will be greater than 4.7, greater than smallest integer number will be what? 5. Okay, let me give another example by taking negative value. Let's say minus 9.3. Okay, smallest integer value greater than minus 9.3. It will be what? Minus 9.3 is actually, and minus 9 will be answer. It won't be minus 10. Minus 10 is less than minus 9.3 and minus 9 is greater than minus 9.3. So that will be the value. Floor number returns the largest integer value that is smaller than or equal to a number. Let me choose the same value, 4.7. Is floor number largest integer value that is smaller than or equal to a number. Smaller than is 4 and floor for minus 9.3 will give me smallest integer value that is smaller than. or equal to a number. Minus 10. Understood? So I am removing it. Now we have mod xy returns the remainder when a number is divided by another number. Y is divisor by which it is divided and x is a number to be divided by. Let's say, for example, 5, or let's say mod 5 comma 2. So 5 is divided by 2, that is equals to 1. Okay. Rand returns the random number between 0 and 1 inclusive, and 1 is exclusive, 1 is not included. Any random number will be given, let's say 0.34, 0.45, like that. Round number comma decimals rounds the number to the specified number of decimal places. I think you can see all this: round, rand, mod, ceiling, floor, absolute, square root in my Excel video on mathematical based SQL functions. Mathematical based Excel functions video, if you go to that video, you will see all these formulas and functions clearly. But I'm going to explain you here also. Let's say round of particular number, let me check 45.45, or let's say 83. 45.83, and I want to decimal places is, let's say 1. Let me start with 0, or let's say 2. It will give me 45.83 only. But if I give it 1, then this will be 45.8. And if I give it 0, then it will give me 46, because 8 is greater than 5. So it will give me 46. This is how round function works. Square root of a number returns the square root of a number. Next slide is date functions, which is very important. Current date returns the current date in the form of this. Current timestamp we have. Date expression we have, returns the date part from a date time expression. Date diff, date 1, date 2 returns the number of days between two dates. Date add, we can add date, interval, value, add unit. For example, adds a time or date interval to a date and then returns an example. Date add, we can give date 2017 June 15, interval, value is 10, add unit is day. It will add 10 days to this. So the output will be 2017, 06 and 25. Add units can be second, minute, hour, day, week, month, year or quarter. Extract part from date, returns the day, week, month or year. Day, week, month or year or quarter from date, extract month from date, extract year from date, extract hour from date, like that. So this is easy. Moving to the next slide. We have again date functions, which is day, returns the day of the month for a date. The day of the month is 10 in this case, example. Day name, return the weekday name for a date. So for this particular date, the weekday name is Sunday. Day of week will return the number, a weekday index for a given date, a number from 1 to 7. Note 1 is Sunday, 2 is Monday, 3 is Tuesday, like that, 7 is Saturday. Day of the year returns the day of the year for a given date, one number from 1 to 366. Now returns the current date and time. Today returns only the current date. Week returns the week number for a given date, number from 0 to 53. Weekday returns the weekday number for a given date. Just like weekday is same as day of week. 0 equal to Monday, 1 equal to Tuesday, like that. 6 equals to Sunday. Weekday number is same as day of week. Next slide is other functions. We have case function. This is also very important function. The case statement goes through conditions and return a value when the first condition is met. So once the condition is true, it will stop reading and return the result. If no conditions are true, it will return the value in the else clause. If there is no else part and no conditions are true, it returns null. Syntax is case when condition 1, then result 1. When condition 2, then result 2. When condition n, then result n. Else result end. Example, select order ID quantity case when quantity greater than 30, then we can write the quantity is greater than 30. When quantity equal to 30, then we can write the quantity is 30, else the quantity is under 30, and from orders. Cast of value as data type. The cast function converts a value of any type into a specified data type. Example, cast 142 as 140 as character. This will give me 140 with apostrophe on both the sides as character. Cast of this apostrophe as date. Coalesce value 1, value 2. Returns the first null value in a list. So if a value 1 is null, then it will return me value 1. First non-null value in a list. If value 1 is not null, value 2 is null, then in that case it will return is value 1. That is first non-null value. If the value 1 is null, value 2 is not null, it will return value 2, which is first non-null value. When null, delete, it will return nully. If null expression, alternate value. Return the specified value if the expression is null, otherwise return the expression or alt value. Example, if null sales 0, if 0 is sales is null. Okay, next slide. SQL command, data definition language command, which is DDL command. DDL changes the structure of the table, like creating a table, deleting a table, altering a table, etc. Following are the commands that come under DDL. Create, used to create a new table in the database. Syntax is like this: create table, table name, open bracket, column name 1, data type, column name 2, data type, open bracket close. Example, create table, persons, person ID integer, we can give it as primary key. Last name varchar 100 number of characters can be included in last name. First name again varchar 100, city varchar 100. Alter, the alter table statement is used to add, delete or modify columns in the existing table name. Syntax is like this: alter table, table name, add column, column name, data type. Alter table customers, add column, column name is email. Okay, data type that we want to add, change to is varchar 100. Alter table, table name, customers, drop column, whichever column we want to drop, email I want to add, delete column, email. Alter table, table name, rename column, old name to new name. Alter table, table name, modify column, column name, data type if you want to change the data type. The drop table statement is used to delete an existing table in a database. Drop table, table name. Truncate table statement is used to delete the data inside a table but not the table itself. So truncate will delete all the rows, and drop will delete the rows as well as the schema of the table, whereas truncate will delete only the rows and not the schema of the table. Rename, it is used to rename the table, rename table, old table name to new table name. Example, rename table, student name to student name. So this is a 5 commands in DDL: create, alter, drop, truncate and rename. Next slide is DML, data manipulation language. So DML commands are used to modify the database. It is responsible for all form of changes in the database. Following are the commands that come under data manipulation language. Insert, used to insert data in a table. Insert into table name, column 1, column 2, values, value 1, value 2. Update existing data within a table. Syntax is update table name, set column 1 equal to value 1, where condition. Delete records from a database table. We will learn all this by dealing with sample SQL queries. Delete records from a database table. Syntax, delete from table name, where condition. Select is used to retrieve data from the database. Select column 1, column 2 from table name where condition. Next we have DCL, which is data control language. DCL commands are used to grant permission, authority, or take back authority from any database user. Following are some commands that come under DCL. Grant assigns the new privileges to a user account, allowing access to specific data objects, database objects, actions, or functions. Syntax is grant object privilege on object name to username. In the above sentence, object privilege is a DML statement like insert, select, etc. and object name is a table, view, etc. and username is a rename of the authorized user. Revoke, grant, select, update on my table. My table is object name, select, update is object privilege to some username or another user. Removes previously granted privileges from the user account, taking away their access to certain database objects or action. This is revoke. Syntax revoke object privilege on object name from username. Next is TCL, Transaction Control Language. It is a set of special commands that deal with the transactions within the database. Basically, they are used to manage transactions within the database. TCL commands are used for maintaining the consistency of the database. Commit. Commit command is used to save all the transactions to the database. It makes the changes permanent and ends the transaction. Syntax just need to give commit. Suppose delete from customers where age equal to 25 and I want to make these changes permanent. Commit. I can add commit. Rollback. Rollback command is used to undo transactions that have not already been saved to the database. Rollback also serves to end the current transaction and begin a new one. What is the difference between delete and truncate command? This is very important. Delete statement is used to remove specific rows from a table based on a condition. It can be rolled back. Whereas delete is a data manipulation language command. Whereas truncate, which is data definition language, on the other hand, is used to remove all rows from a table. It cannot be rolled back and is faster than delete. What is the difference between where and having clause? This I have already discussed. Where clause is used to filter rows based on a condition before the data is grouped, or it is used before group by. It operates on individual rows. Having clause is used to filter grouped rows based on a condition after the data is grouped or aggregated using the group by clause. What is the purpose of the group by clause? Group by clause is used to group rows based on one or more columns in a table. It is typically used in conjunction with aggregate functions such as sum, average, count, etc. to perform calculations on group data. What is the difference between char and varchar data types? Char is a fixed length string data type, while varchar is a variable length. When we give char 8, so you can't give the number or length of the character should be less than or equal to 8. But in that case, in the varchar case, it can be greater than the 8. Length can be greater than 8. That is variable characters. What is a view in a database? View is a virtual table that are based on the result set of a select query. It does not store any data themselves, but instead provide a way to present data from one or more tables in a structured format. What is an index? Index is a database object that improves the performance of select queries. It is used basically to quickly retrieve records from a database by allowing the database engine to quickly locate rows in a table. They are created on one or more columns of a table and are used to speed up data retrieval operations such as searching, sorting, and joining. What is the purpose of the null value in SQL? Null value represents the absence of a value or unknown value. It is different from 0 or an empty string and requires special handling in SQL queries. What is the purpose of a distinct keyword? Distinct keyword is used to retrieve unique values from a column or combination of columns in a select statement. What is data warehouse? It is important. Data warehouse is a large centralized repository that stores and manages data from various sources. It is designed for efficient reporting, analysis, and business intelligence purposes. So it basically stores data from a variety of sources, whether it is Excel, whether it's Amazon Redshift, Oracle. Every database can collection of all databases or relational databases can store data in the data warehouse. What is an alias command? Alias command in SQL is a name that can be given to any table or column. What is the use of if null and is null? If null checks the column, is null checks the column value. If it is null or not null, it returns a boolean result. If null checks for the null value, and if it is present, it returns with an alternate value. Let's say if null column name value to be replaced, let's say 0. So if we have if null sales comma 0 and sales is null, then in that case 0 will be returned. What is the difference between count star and count column name? Count star will return total number of records in table even if the value is null. So count star will also count the null value. Count column name, it will return total number of records value for that column name is not null. So count of column name will not return, will count all the columns, all the rows for a particular column, but it will not count that row which has null value. Next slide. SQL commands for databases: list all databases, show databases, create database, let's say MohiDB, use a database, use MohiDB, list databases, list tables in a database, show tables. After using use MohiDB, you can write show tables, describe tables for showing the structure of a table, like number of rows, number of columns, data type of each column, like that. Delete a database, drop database, MohiDB. Base query, sample SQL query. SQL star from table name. This query returns every column and every row of the table called different table name. Select star from table name, limit 10. It returns every column in the first 10 rows from table name. Selecting specific column. Select column 1, column 2, column 3 from table name. Filtering. Select star from table name where column 1 equal to expression. Horizontal filtering. This query returns every column from table name, but only those rows with a value on column 1 is expression, of which this can be something other than text, a number, date, or any other data format too. Advanced filtering. Comparison operators help you compare two values. Usually a value that you define in a query and values that exist in your SQL table. Comparison operator equal to, and greater than, less than, not equal to, exclamation mark equal to, also not equal to, less than equal to, less than or equal to, greater than equal to. Comparison operator greater than or equal to. Like operator contains expression. In operator contains any of in expression 1, expression 2, or expression 3. Few examples. Select star from table name where column 1 not equal to expression, where column 2 equal to 10, greater than equal to 10, where column 3 like x, z, y. And the value contains the x, y, z string. Sorry, it should be x, y, z. Next slide. Multiple conditions. You can use more than one condition to filter. For that, we have to use logical operators or and AND. Where column 1 not equal to expression and column 3 like x, y, z. This query returns column name from a table name, but only those rows where the values in column 1 is not expression and the value in column 3 contains the x, y, z string. And star from table name where column 1 not equal to expression and column 3 like x, y, z. In this case, if any of the expression is true, condition is true, whereas column 1 not equal to expression or column 3 like x, y, z contains x, y, z, then in that case it will return the value. Sorting values. Select star from table name, order by column. So for sorting the values, order by clause is used. Returns every row and column from table name ordered by column 1 in ascending order by default. If we specify descending, we have to specify descending for getting the column in the descending order. Unique values say distinct of column name from table name. Write a query to get number of orders per product, where status is paid and minimum number of orders is 2, sorted by number of orders in descending order. So we can select order table, which is ORD, Amazon orders table, alias is ORD, dot product name, count of distinct order ID as number of orders. Now to get number of orders per product name, I got per product name, number of orders, where status is paid, where ord.status equals to paid, and minimum number of orders is 2. So group by ord.product name having count of distinct order ID greater than 1 or greater than equal to 2. You can write sorted by number of orders in descending order. Order by 2, that is count of distinct order in descending order. Now this is a query. I hope you have understood. If you have any doubts, if you are not able to understand, please leave comments in the comment box and I'll be able to answer your queries. Write a query to get top 20 records from Amazon order table. This is very easy. Select star from Amazon order, limit 20. Here star means all columns and limit means top 20 rows of the table will be extracted. Write a SQL query to get the total marks scored by all students in each class. So select class, sum of total marks is total marks from student, group by class, order by 2, descending. Use the like clause to filter all the products that start with A and end with E. So here product name will like A%E under apostrophe. So it will start with A and end with E. Write a query to get all the student with name length 10 starting with K and ending with Z. Length of name is 10. Lower of name you can write like K%Z. So starts with K and ends with Z. Suppose there are two columns in employee table, employee ID and email. Get all the unique domains like gmail.com, yahoo.com to get email domains. So you can write substr email, find the position at in email +1. So wherever you find at, let's say mohit_kdf5 at gmail.com or rahul_kdf5 at gmail.com. So I have selected email, that is my string email. Now position, I want position. I want to extract gmail.com from mohit_kdf5 at gmail.com. So I will see the position of at. Now I will do +1. This is the starting position from where I am going to start, and then I will write length of email. That is how many characters I want to extract from that particular at position +1 as domain from employee. Write a query to get nth largest salary from employee table. Nth salary from employee order by salary descending order offset and -1 limit 1. Let's say we want to find third largest salary or fourth largest salary. So it will do offset 4 minus 1, that is 3. So first salary, second highest salary, third salary will be removed and it will return only limit 1, only the fourth largest salary. Understood? Write a query to select all event or all records in a table. In this case, we will use mod id %2 equal to 0. This will fetch all event record. Id %2 equal to 1. This will fetch all records. We can also use mod of this case we can also use mod id comma 2 equal to 1 or equal to 0. Write a query to find all surnames in table that start with A. Like operator A, then underscore you can give, or like operator and A %sign also you can give. Want to query to find last ID in a table. Select ID from table order by ID descending. It will give me the last ID limit 1. Only the last ID I want, so I will give limit 1. Understood? So that's all about basic SQL. I hope you have learned basic SQL. Now the next video will be on SQL Intermediate, and following that will be on SQL Advanced functions like window functions, subqueries and common table expressions. Till then, happy learning, all the best, and please like my video and subscribe to my channel. This will motivate me more to make future videos, and thank you so much. And if you have any doubts to SQL Basics, please leave your answers, leave your doubts in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer your queries. Thank you.